like your
Subtract
headphones,
to
Austin.
mode.
I stole them from my cousin.
What?
Skull candy. What?
Yeah.
Can't fuck with that skull candy.
That's what I was going to say. I didn't know what they were, but that's what I was thinking they were.
You look like you're Dr. Dre right now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Drop some fat beats.
I don't know any.
Now, Austin, freestyle.
Do it.
What rhymes with gamrFeed Weekly?
gamrFeed Weekly. I don't know.
That was whack.
So,
Aim your feet neatly.
Yeah. I haven't freestyled in, like
Ever.
10 years.
10 years?
I had a single.
Did you really?
It's about cheese.
I wrote a acoustic
some
rap song
cheese,
about heavy rain.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did that get released? Is it unreleased?
Actually,
Rare, unreleased?
I did record it.
So from Pasadena, California this week, it's the gamrFeed Weekly, the official VG Charts podcast. I'm your host, Carlos Macias, and my co-host, Nick Simberg, senior editor of VG Charts. We also got Austin Adamson. He's part of the musical chair of guests that you've
not
noticed
cool enough
on
to be
Twitter.
A co-host, I guess.
Hey, well,
you didn't show up one day, remember?
sometimes you go to the Daisy Festival or whatever it is. We don't know where you are.
All right.
But we might put you on the, is it called the masthead or whatever? We might put you back
The
on
masthead.
there, the bio.
Not the masthead.
Hey.
Mast with a T.
And actually, this week we have a special guest with us, this Alejandro Quan-Madrid, right? Or as the internet calls you, what does the internet prefer to call you? Or
That's cool, man. That's my name. I've gotten stopped by some random lady, and she heard I was applying for something, and the lady read my name. She's like, "You have to be a writer. With a name like that, you must be a writer."
Did you tell her, well, I am, actually?
Yeah, I started to.
Okay. Where have you written, or what have you written for?
I'm currently a staff writer for Bitmob.com. I've also contributed articles or an article to OneUp.com and to Electronic Gaming Monthly.
Cool.
Print magazine.
So, yeah.
So
the new one, not the old one.
Oh.
It was my goal to write for the old
one.
one.
You disappointed? They're just as good. They're just as good. I subscribe to the new one still. So
do you really?
Stuff. I do actually, and it just ended the other day. So I was like, they're like, "This is your last issue. Are you gonna resubscribe?" I'm like,
"Did you?"
Yeah, that's what the Highlights magazine keeps saying on their covers.
Highlights.
Highlights. It's fun with a purpose, dog.
So anything big in the news for you guys this week? I know for me, I saw the whole thing about the PS3 or PS4 with maybe rumors, Kinect technology coming up.
Around, yeah.
Which to me is a big issue because it seems like Sony is just catching up at this point, if that is what they do.
I don't know. They're not really pushing the move, but Xbox over there is like, hey, every game's going to have Kinect now. Every game. And the whole E3 was just Kinect. And Sony was like, Move kind of sucks.
Well, I mean, I think Kinect had a clear objective, and that's like, look, you're the controller, and it was kind of easy to, market. While the PS Move, people were like, well, I guess I can play Killzone with this. Do I really want to though? And
not if you want to be good.
Yeah, and they make the reticle bigger though, so they might make it a little easier to play with the Move controller and stuff. That's what I've been hearing. But what do you guys think? Are you guys would you be interested in that kind of thing, like kind of another copycat, I guess, system?
We write for game websites, so we have to get every system.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if we want it.
Well, what about the Kinect and the Move? You guys don't play it though right now, or
no? It costs way too much money. I write for a game website.
So there you go. There you go. But you don't have it.
I play with my Kinect every once in a while.
Oh, okay, Alex, what do you think? Have you heard about this? That the rumors, I guess, going up.
I can also go by Alex. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I haven't heard the rumors, but that's fine. I mean,
we can do Alejandro. I guess
him as a different name.
I'm actually I'm a collective. I'm more than one person.
Oh, okay.
Not schizophrenic.
Like
anonymous.
Ermac.
Or
no one plays Mortal Kombat. You guys are losers.
No, my girlfriend has a Kinect. I played a little bit. We just have a handful of games. She's big on Dance Central.
You have a girlfriend?
That's a fun game.
I have a girlfriend. And
is it because you have a Kinect? Because that's probably
no, it's her Kinect. She actually has her own Xbox.
Cool.
I need one of those. Not an Xbox.
A girl with an Xbox.
But she just plays Dance Central. That's like the only game she plays on.
Have you guys tried the Child of Eden game at all? Or?
No, I actually saw it on sale this week.
$30?
For $30, yeah. And I just got paid, so I'm thinking about picking that up. Because I'm a pretty big Rez fan. And I listened to I think it was a One Up podcast, and they had
Wait,
James Milky talking to Mizuguchi.
To you, it wouldn't be an issue that it's kind of like a 40-minute game, or like from different people I've heard, it's about an hour and a half long.
For Child of Eden?
Yeah. There's no issue for you to pay, like, drop $40 for kind of a short
Res was
experience
only
like that.
30 minutes long, but it was awesome. You could play it forever.
I think, they usually have, like, different
and there's
color remixes
leaderboards
and different sounds.
Yeah, different colors. It makes it different.
Yeah, because I played
replays.
it a bit. I actually found out I have enough room in my room, I guess, to hook up to Kinect, and just about like I'm hitting the dresser, I guess, when I'm playing Kinect. But it's able, and it's really good. I've heard that some people mention like the lag, but I didn't really notice too much lag. I thought it was.
Well, they said
really
that
well.
in the
Play with controller.
when James
You
Milky
can play with the controller,
That's
but
what I
it
played
seemed
it
like
with.
Q Games was talking about it. He said the lag's actually intentional.
yeah.
So that way they want you to do more graceful arm waves as opposed to just jerking your arms
We
all
listen. Yeah,
abruptly.
we listened to the same podcast because I remember listening to the 8-4 play podcast.
Yeah, it was 8-4.
Where he did mention
That's what
that
it
he
was.
meant for it, to be graceful, not like a cursor where you think it's just a mouse and you quickly move towards it. It's just kind of like, hey,
Like you're dancing.
you're dancing, you're moving around. Which, yeah,
You're
Picturing
on
just
drugs.
interpretive dancer, just
Some
swaying
Cirque du Soleil stuff.
in your room by yourself.
So anyway, so we're
Naked.
saying that technology might come. I haven't heard this news. Might come
yeah.
to the
Well,
PlayStation.
it's the
Yeah, it's
rumors
rumored.
going
Also,
around,
it's
but
supposed to, they say it's out by 2012.
yeah.
The new PS4.
Just like the apocalypse.
Well, I mean, it's more likely that Sony does bring out the next system beforehand because the Move hasn't necessarily been that successful. I mean, as far as like the runaway success of the Kinect on Xbox, so it's kind of like they do need the next thing. But at the same time, I don't know. Sony is one of the few, like out of the big three, is the one company that you can say like they're coming out with good original games. I mean, they have Uncharted later this year. Resistance, whether or not you think it's good, it's still an original franchise type of game. I mean, they still have, and they still got Call of Duty. Yeah, the Pixel Junk games. They got a Journey coming up, which looks excellent.
Don't throw Call of Duty in there.
So I think for as far
the problem with the Move is the same problem with the 3DS. There's just no games.
Yeah.
And that's why neither of them are selling.
Yeah.
Hardware doesn't sell hardware. Software sells hardware.
Yep.
See, listen, this guy. He wrote one article for EGM.
He knows.
Don't listen to Austin. He can't even control his SingStar mic right now. He's just dropping it all over the place.
Falling down, man.
All right, did you guys hear about that PSN Pass thing?
I don't know exactly what that is.
Yeah, I heard about it.
I know it comes with
I didn't read
Resistance
about
3, and they're going to charge you
It's like
to
a
do something.
bundle.
So the PSN Plus is really what EA and Ubisoft. Well, I don't know if Ubisoft has been doing, but I know THQ has been big on it, like with
Project $10.
The
yeah,
online
the
pass?
Project $10, where it's like
So it's just an online pass.
pretty much.
to play.
I mean, to me, it seemed like it was kind of like going to be like an Xbox Live thing where they charge for it, but they already have PSN Plus, right? They already have PlayStation Plus. But if that's their initiative, why not just include it in that
In PlayStation
charge
Plus.
in PlayStation Plus? So I mean, I don't know. I think it's just
It's a Sony thing too, so that would be good for Sony.
yeah.
But this way, the company, I don't know who makes it, Insomniac. Are they
Yeah.
doing
Yeah,
too?
Insomniac. Yeah. Well, they have
So-
2 games coming out. I mean, one of their
They do Ratchet and Clank too.
their North Carolina studios doing the Ratchet and Clank 4-for-1 or
All for
something.
one.
All for one. There you go.
I swear. by the moon in the s- That's all for one, right?
Yes.
I don't
It's
know.
like Rock Band Green Day, but it's Ratchet and Clank all for one.
Oh, is that what it? Yeah, I don't know. It might.
Wait,
it might be cool.
what just happened?
I know. Is he
That was
trolling
the-
us right now?
That was
I
a
think
huge
so.
logical
I think
jump.
so.
I appreciate it though. I appreciate the
I feel
troll.
like I'm watching a Batman TV show where it's just like, oh yeah, there's
Is
this
this?
windshield.
I know Pactor has come out and talked about this. Might be kind of in bad taste that coming off of their whole, PSN getting knocked down and and restructuring or whatever. It's like, yeah, you know what? They came off of kind of the goodwill that the Welcome Back sort of did for gamers, I think. Even though, I mean, a lot of gamers probably had those games, but it was kind of a gesture
But
of goodwill.
the month of PSN Plus, I think, has sold a lot more PSN Plus subscriptions than they lost.
You think so? I mean, yours
think-
is expiring. Are you going to...
Mine's already expired. I didn't know until I tried to play a game. It's like, this content is expired. You can't play Streets of Rage 2. And I was like, oh, man.
But are you going to resubscribe, though? I mean,
No.
Then...
Well, I'm
What?
not. I don't have money.
But in general, you think people will, like, hey, this is kind of cool. I kind of like the PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, dude. PlayStation gamers are stupid. I mean, what? What? Can we edit that out?
That's
Just
Nick
kidding.
Nick Simberg's opinions.
Yeah.
That's okay. No, keep going. Keep going. You have things to say. That's all right.
No, I played PlayStation last night, and that's how I know.
There you go.
Because I am one of them.
So I mean, I don't. I think for now it's their first party softwares they're going to be doing that. So Resistance and whatever else Sony does. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't see Microsoft ever going this route. You know, I mean, they already charge for stuff maybe they shouldn't charge with Xbox Live, but I don't see them doing it with Gears of War or Halo in the future, first party stuff. Because you know, I don't know.
But it works for the third party people, and even. Like Mortal Kombat just came out with the season pass thing that LA Noire had.
Oh, right, right.
But so I mean, it's just like everybody's just copying each other to try to make more money. Because all games are about now is like making more money. They're not like about giving a fun thing. Like with a Super Nintendo game, it's like here's Mario World, and that's it. There's Mario World. We're not going to charge you later to play other stuff, and we're not going to like.
But see, in that case, it's kind of like you're giving the gamer more content. This one, you're kind of like, hey, you could always play online with Resistance, but now if you don't buy it new, then you can't play online anymore. That's like something that we're doing with Resistance 2 in the first one. It's like free online. People come to expect that, and that's like
the thing with the one save state, the one save on the Capcom game too. It's like all these things are being done just for greedy game companies, and they're like losing money because of used game sales or whatever. It's like car companies don't go after used car dealerships,
right?
And people buy used cars just because they can't afford new cars. Hey, it doesn't work with video games. What? I don't get it.
Well, there's one argument that's like the used sales is kind of a good thing because it feeds back into new games. But do you guys think that actually does happen? Where, you know, a guy goes in and sells his used copies or whatever, and that money he makes at GameStop, he's going to buy the next game.
Sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Because I don't really like buying used games if I can help it.
Yeah,
because they're just, you know, what if someone, like, wiped his butt with it? Don't you do that before you resell games?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
No? Not with a Blu-ray.
Not with the Blu-ray. What'd be the difference? Is it a disc?
No.
Okay.
And if you ask anybody, they will say that too.
Have
you compared one LA Noire Blu-ray to 3 360 DVDs?
Yeah, you're definitely getting a better value on the 360, right?
Right.
You get
you're getting three discs.
That's a lot more
the price
wiping.
Of one.
And if you got the dual layer disc, it's like a double ply toilet paper.
Right.
Yes.
See?
For comfort.
I knew we had this guy on the show for a reason.
It's all about comfort.
Yep. This is the best podcast ever.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Wow, I know earlier during the week, Xbox Live went down for a bit, or some of its services went down, or people couldn't log in or anything like that.
That was a hoax.
That was a hoax? You don't believe it?
It didn't really go down.
Okay, so what happened? Did you guys hear about this?
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that they're
See,
some of the things that
even
happened.
Knows.
Some of the things that
like
happened
in the industry.
I know. It's like, okay, I'll tell you.
PSN went down for 2 months, and everyone's like, going crazy, selling back their PlayStations. And like Xbox goes down for a day or two, and everyone's like, what? Did it?
Well, I think it was more of a like sign in. You couldn't sign into games, or if you booted up a game, like you'd be signed in before you get into it, but once you're in, you'd be signed off.
When was this supposed
which was some
to
of the
happened?
This happened like Wednesday or
Thursday.
It was
really last week.
Was this a result of hackers? Or was
no, I think you know what it was. Yeah, I think that was the first thing because of all the hacks that happened.
The pimply kid working the controls fell asleep, and then he put the switch off. Oh no! What did I do?
No, actually, I think that is
too warm in Southern California, so it's just like the server melted.
I think that is one of the things that came up, you know, with all the hacks going on there. But it was, I think it was more they're trying to implement the cloud saving, and some of the it was more like the XBLA titles, and I think they're already incorporating that into those games where it saves to the cloud, so you know wherever it is that you're playing your Xbox logged into your name.
I didn't experience
my
any
game
downtime.
saves are in the clouds.
There you go. So that's
just like on live.
Well, I mean, it's different than what PlayStations do because you need a PlayStation Plus account for you to be able to take advantage of the cloud. But I mean, Xbox Live, you need Xbox Live.
Do you need Xbox Live Gold?
Yeah,
I believe so.
That's a good question.
But I mean, it seems cooler. I didn't look too much into it. But I mean, if it does it automatically, you're not tied just to your hard drive, and you kind of have to keep up because on PlayStation you have to drop those saves onto that folder for you to be able to have it in this, and you have a limit of how much stuff you can save. But if on Xbox you could do it automatically, where it's always saving on there without you having to actually go in there.
Nice.
Be kind of cool. I think that's all we have to say. Is there any other news this week? No.
No.
Okay, we'll go to break and we'll be right back. Talk some games.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, we're back on the podcast. And we were just on the break. During the break.
I didn't know we were coming back.
We were talking about.
We're in the middle of a conversation, and Carlos just like, "Oh, we're back."
Tetris Attack. So, what is this game? And I know you have it on Super Nintendo, right? We're looking at your game right now.
We're looking at my games.
We could say that, right?
It's staring at my OnLive.
What's so good? What's so good about Tetris Attack, Alejandro or Alex or which one?
You in the corner.
You in the corner.
Yeah.
Hey, guy.
Musical chairman.
No, Tetris Attack is probably one of my favorite Super Nintendo games. I don't know. It's a competitive puzzle game. It's a match 3. It's probably one of the earlier match 3 puzzle games to hit the market.
You just flipped two blocks that were next to each other, and that was it. It was like almost Bejeweled, but you could only go left and right.
But when you moved them, that was the nice thing is they would stay. Because a lot of other games, I don't know about Bejeweled, but I know other ones you move them, and if they're not a match right away, they switch back.
This one you can like
bullshit.
get.
How Bejeweled is.
You really hate that.
Well, I want to move blocks where I want to move them.
Bejeweled is for moms.
But at Tetris Attack you can't
Bejeweled.
move them where you can't move them where you want to move them.
Yes, you can. You move them and they stay. You flip them and then
okay. I see. I see what you're saying.
Then you can set up like big.
But I mean,
then you got full control of the map,
and then you can do more. You can catch more. That's probably the best part is when you're getting a big combo and then you can set up the blocks so they fall and then you get more points.
That is a good thing about that game. That's really simple. It's really easy to get into, and then once you you get into the strategy of okay, so if I move this here, it's going to drop to this, and it's going to set up these different combinations.
Plus, the music is amazing in that game.
We've been hearing you
the
kind of
the Super Nintendo one.
Yeah,
yeah. That's exactly what it sounds like.
So, but you don't like the DS version? Is that what we're talking about?
The DS one's cool, but I mean the graphics are just too minimal in my opinion. The color palette's a little too dark. It's a little too depressing. It's nicer playing with the stylus.
They might have a version. I think 180 or something like that. It's similar.
Is it on
to
Android?
Or like a
nothing for Android?
Yeah, but you kind of like pop it. You turn the pieces around or something. But yeah, it's sort of. I've heard it compared to Tetris Attack.
I'm not sure.
What's it called?
Everyone's racing on their smartphones right now.
I know. Everybody's trying to find
I'll
something.
find it first.
I don't know why Austin's looking on his phone, though, because he has an Android.
That's not even a real thing.
Phone.
It might be there. I mean, it's bootleg. It's not an official.
Games on here.
So what?
They got Angry Birds.
I get 1-800-GET-LIMO.
What have you been playing the past or recently that's kind of struck you as particularly good or really bad or?
I actually finally played through Costume Quest, which is kind of a weird time of the year.
It's kind of awesome
to play through it, but Halloween in July or in June. I really enjoyed that game. I like that it was short too. It didn't bother me that it was only like a 6-hour.
Get the Ultra one, Austin. Sorry to interrupt, but Austin, he found it on his Android phone, and he has the Ultra version.
Yeah, but it's $199, so I'm gonna get the free version.
Okay. I was looking for 180, and all I found was like Marvel Comics.
Well, I thought how long did it take you to beat through the game? It took me about 3 hours, and I thought that was really
maybe it was
excellent.
3 hours. I'm not sure. Just a couple sit-throughs.
Wasn't there some DLC for that too? Some
Rubbins on Ice.
Did you play through that too?
I did play through that. Normally, I'm not a fan of buying DLC and doing more of the same.
Wait, not even for say like a Fallout, or I don't know if you played Fallout.
I played Borderlands actually, and I really enjoyed that, but I just didn't really feel like doing the DLC. Okay. I was just kind of like, I saw the credits. I'm done with this game. Time to move on to the next
Borderlands, the issue for me was I still had an SD TV when that came out, and I don't know. I didn't think it scaled well enough for standard TVs. But
I'm still playing on an SD TV.
And you played through Borderlands. That's kind of
I can't even play my OnLive because it only comes with an HDMI cable. And I'm not giving it to you, Carlos.
Do we get like a sponsor? We should get a sponsorship for how much we mention OnLive, like every single week.
This is what I do because they gave it to me. And I never wrote an article about them because I'm lazy.
I think you just need to upgrade to an HD TV.
Yeah, maybe when I get paid more.
You can get a cheap
How much does Bitmob pay?
How much does Bitmob
it's still a startup right now, so we're still... whenever we have the job descriptions, you see that it's...
Hasn't Bitmob been around for like 4 years?
No.
Okay.
About 2, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting bigger all the time. I mean, we get games through review copies of games to check out, so that's...
Do you get to keep them?
Yeah, we get to keep them.
Oh, yeah, there's we I don't know if we want to get into that, but there's some issues on our site with that, but
For sure.
So, what's the last thing you reviewed on? Or the interesting thing about Bitmob is you guys don't really do just reviews, right? You kind of pick an angle and run with it.
Everything's all about finding an interesting story angles, stuff that makes the stories either a little bit more timeless or a little bit more memorable or interesting, and not just like straight up, oh, this is this game, and this level it looks like this, and that level looks like that, and not trying to put anyone down that does that, but that's what a lot of reviews, that's the format a lot of them take. So we're trying to do something that stand out a little bit more, and then flex those creative muscles. Let's think of game culture as opposed to, a little less consumer advocacy and more just like, hey, this cultural aspect of this game is interesting.
You guys can't see this on the podcast, but Alex is like doing a lot of gesticulating as he's talking, and I really like it.
Okay.
If we were recording this right now, that would be great.
We
with a camera. Like with a camera.
Okay.
Maybe we
We
should
could see-
webcast our
I
recording.
didn't sign a waiver to have my face put on the internet.
But you're beautiful.
Thanks.
Not as good
All
looking
right.
as
Well, I was
Austin.
hoping to get into this a bit more, I guess, in the next segment, since we already got into it a bit.
I'm also.
I guess.
I'm sorry. Do you have a question? I was going to say I was
No,
also
go
playing
ahead.
Trenched,
Oh, there we go. See,
which
there
I
we
really
go.
enjoy.
Yep.
But again, the SDTV is killing me.
Just
I can't
every-
read any of the stats. I can't read any text.
It's just Tim Schafer
It's
week, huh?
cheap.
Tim
You
Schafer.
can
Oh, it is
Tim.
Actually, anticipation of Trenched. I wanted to play Costume Quest. Like, let's get some more Double Fine games under my belt.
Did you skip stacking, or do you plan on going back
I plan
to
on
that?
going back to stacking. I haven't played that
I
one
heard
yet.
it was on sale.
Oh, is it?
I was just like the guy who knows when the sales are going
Like
on.
recently or
Yeah, recently.
currently?
It's on sale on Xbox.
Yeah.
It's
on
not
Xbox.
like, hey, you missed the sale. You could have got it for cheaper, but now it's too
I
late.
haven't
Well,
checked.
I do have a story about that. Remember when it first came out in PlayStation Plus? They were like, if you have PlayStation Plus, it's free.
Mm.
And then that made people buy it. PlayStation Plus, not
What game?
stacking.
Yeah,
Stacking's
stacking.
on
Yeah,
PlayStation Plus?
well, they gave it
Well,
for
when
free
it first came out for
when
that
it
first
came out.
month. It was free for PlayStation Plus people.
I didn't realize that the Double Fine games were also on PlayStation.
I didn't either.
No, I mean,
What an amateur! Why is this
Yeah.
guy on our show?
Sorry. I'm
Well,
mainly
so-
an Xbox player.
So
I
what do
don't
you
have a
think
Play-
about?
Or I own a PS3. I just don't plug it in.
So what do you think
I
about?
like my Wii.
Like my Wii.
Everybody's
Sorry.
Wii.
So what do you think about the Trench then? I've heard it compared to Brutal Legend in a bit. Does it feel like, or have you played Brutal
Well,
Legend compared to?
It's like
like
Brutal Legends action
You're
adventure
stupid.
meets RTS, and Trenched is more first-person shooter meets tower
Tower
defense.
defense, yeah.
So that's
Okay.
a little bit more of a
I
winning
hate tower
combination.
Now,
defense.
are you a tower defense fan or not?
I mean,
so much?
I played through Plants vs Zombies, and
Okay.
played.
I like tower defense.
I played actually. There's one Final Fantasy one. It's like a
Oh yeah, the
on
what is it?
Crystal
Tactics?
Defenders, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Terrible game.
It's not that good.
No, it's actually pretty hard too.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the tower defense elements doesn't kind of detract or do the first person,
No, I mean it's like the
mechanics
same
detract
as.
from the game, or it's a good mix, I guess.
It's a pretty good mix. I mean, the first couple levels, you're mainly setting up turrets that help you shoot down the invading waves of TV monsters. So
Mm.
Yeah, the tubes or
You
whatever
made that sound terrible.
they're called.
Nick, you were thumbing all these games down.
Tower
right
defense
now.
is
Do you
stupid.
hate tower defense?
Tower defense is terrible.
Have you tried any of them?
Yeah, I played that one with the people in it.
The one with the
people-
people in it.
They're all the same.
Did you ever
with
get
the
it?
dead
Yeah.
people and the plants?
Yeah, the ones with the plants and the dead people.
Wait, you hated Plants vs. Zombie?
That
You
game was
didn't
stupid.
Like that one.
What
That
about,
was
like-
I love that game. I actually played
You're
through the
stupid.
whole thing, and it was like I never played tower defense games, and this is the one that
Nick,
I
you
was like,
trolling
this is
right now?
awesome.
No.
I don't know if he is.
What
I don't
about
know.
the
I'm
ones
kinda
like
trying to figure it out.
they made us? They started as like custom maps on like Warcraft 3 and then
I don't play Warcraft.
Starcraft 2. Like
I don't play StarCraft.
they just have a lot of.
I play on
awesome
consoles
custom
because
maps.
I'm not an elitist.
Nick is just trolling the whole podcast.
You're not an elitist.
Austin, what
PC
what
gamers
have
are
you been?
special. They're different.
Hey man, I don't hate. I like good games on all.
Yeah,
I've never been able to
all
afford a
consoles, all
PC that could play
genres.
good games.
Hey, now
until,
you
like,
can.
Now.
You have an on-live system.
You know what you can do is just get your normal PC and then play all the good games from 5 years ago.
There you go.
Oh, just like all the PC gamers do now.
Mm.
Is
Hey,
that
let's
what
play
they do?
StarCraft and Counter-Strike again.
I'm playing Diablo
Starcraft
right now.
2.
The first Diablo?
Yeah.
Hey, Diablo 3 is going to come out someday.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go check that out later this month. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Whoa.
I played it at BlizzCon last year. It's the same thing at BlizzCon this year. 90% complete.
Nice.
Still.
Now, have you found your fix in any other games? Like you said, you like Diablo games. Have you?
What do you mean fix?
Like, say there's
Borderlands?
games like you know, like loot type of games like Torchlight and all those games, or you're just kind of waiting for Diablo 3, the next one, and that'll be your...
I see. Well, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna check out Diablo 3 a little bit later. They're having a big preview event down in Blizzard.
But for
exciting.
the regular
So
folk,
I'm just trying to...
So is there anything you play currently maybe that other people could check out, I guess?
Well, I think you guys want to play Diablo? People go play Diablo.
Yeah,
it's actually kind of funny
the
story.
original.
It was pretty hard to play it. I have a Mac, and it doesn't work on Mac OS X. So I had to borrow my girlfriend's desktop computer that she doesn't use just to play Diablo.
You have a girlfriend?
We
went over this
before the break.
Before the break we went over this. Austin, what you been playing
Just
this
for her
past
connecting her
week?
PC.
Let's see. I played a bunch of Halo this week.
Okay.
Halo Reach.
Which Halo?
Halo Reach, yeah. Because Bungie had their celebration, their last hurrah, their last goodbye to Halo, handing it over to 343 and Microsoft. So, I played it. Tried to win a couple stakes. They were handing out stakes.
Did you win any stakes?
No, I didn't even see anyone from Bungie, but I played a good 10 hours on the 7th Bungie day.
But he showed his dedication. What did you play? You played from midnight to 7 a.m. or something?
Yeah, I played like from midnight to 7 a.m. with a good friend of mine, and then went to sleep, went to work, and then got back and played another 4 hours or so.
Can't sleep. Must play Halo.
Yeah.
Can't
You went to work?
Yeah.
You have a job and a friend?
Unfortunately,
Just put toothpicks in
I
my
have
eyes.
a job.
Are you looking forward to the Halo remake?
Yeah, the
coming
anniversary
out?
collection, or whatever they call that, the Halo anniversary. I'm looking forward to it. I really liked the first one. I think
Halo
that really brought
HD
me
remix.
into the shooter genre, and I think it's going to be fun to play it again and get some achievements for it.
And I mean, this last week has been kind of Bungie handing off, like officially handing off the responsibilities for the network or Halo Reach, right?
Yeah,
So
I think 343 is going to be in charge of the next matchmaking updates.
And from now on, it's just focusing on Destiny or whatever it is they're working on
Their
next.
untitled, unannounced project.
There's Bungie Aerospace.
Yes, they're
Yeah,
also
it's
working
not-
on their
They
mobile.
publish the indie stuff.
Yeah.
Publishing,
That's cool.
mobile indie games.
Yeah, but I mean, for the
Something like
next
that.
10 years, Bungie is stuck doing whatever they're working on for
With
Activision,
Activision,
you know,
right.
which right now is rumored to be a FPS mixed with MMO, mixed with also space elements.
Also with Guitar Hero in it.
Yes, exactly. That's everything.
Downloadable gun songs.
Yeah.
Nick, what have you been playing this last week? Anything?
I played
cool?
the first Infamous.
Oh.
Again?
Yeah, again.
Still.
You still
Well,
haven't been...
I beat it on Evil. Said no, I'm trying to play it on easy, which is really hard to not just punch everybody I walk by.
Yeah.
Because it makes you bad, apparently.
Oh,
So it's cool.
That's too bad.
It's the same as it was the first time.
Yeah, we talked
Like
Infamous stuff,
there
and
is-
it's like a 3-year-old game too.
Yeah.
I know, isn't it great? We were just talking about Tetris Attack.
But
And Diablo 1
Tetris Attack is timeless, though. It's timeless.
Hey,
It's
Infamous
incredible.
was free.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. As far as that, I just played Shadows of the Dam. Kept playing it. Still love it. I think I'm at the last area of that game. Still
Just
go
like
by
it.
it.
It stars a Mexican.
You're not.
No, well, yeah. You know what? I
yeah.
didn't
There it
follow it. I didn't follow it. I guess to that point. But when I started playing it, he's cussing in Spanish, and it's like a whole like machismo type of game, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like it's just deep in Mexican culture, I guess, which is interesting. It's like Suda51. He's like a Japanese guy. It's like I love Mexican culture for some reason.
All right,
Let me
all right.
Is there some?
Mexicanos.
Is there like
Yeah.
some Dia de los Muertos stuff in there? Because that's my favorite
has
part
to
of
be.
Mexican
No,
culture.
you know, I don't know.
I like the
don't know.
food.
I don't think
Also,
I've noticed
Taco
anything
Bell.
like that.
Taco Bell.
It's just more of a persona thing. I think it's just him kind of being like, I gotta go save my girlfriend, and she keeps getting killed, so she keeps getting killed somehow. They're in hell, so they keep mauling her, and like there's really weird sections where there's some parts where you're kind of like in a dark area, and like it's foggy, and you have to get through the next light section, and you'll see her like her giant body, and like she'll just lay down like. She's in a bikini, and you just gotta walk across her, and it's like, I gotta save my girlfriend, and I gotta make it. It's like really weird stuff, but really
Sounds
fun.
pretty
I
weird.
love it.
Sounds pretty cool.
I love it.
yeah.
other
I'm
than-
Mexican. I think I should go check that game out too.
Buy
I
it
like
new.
Mexican
Buy it
Every Mexican should play this game.
Yeah.
Is what Carlos
That's
is saying.
basically
A recommendation to your race.
Or if you are Japanese and interested in
in
Mexicans,
Mexican culture.
then all one of you, Suda51, should play this game.
But other than that, Ocarina of Time.
Oh,
Still
yeah,
playing
yeah.
through some of
I'm
that.
still working on that, too.
And you know what? There is a forest temple. We just kind of dismissed him last week. That he was like, I'm in the forest, but we're
Isn't
like,
that the first temple?
no. It actually there is
There's
a
that old
forest
tree
temple.
thing, and then...
Yeah. There's wolves kind of guarding it that you can't
like,
really hit too well. You kind of have to find.
Isn't that the first temple when you become an adult?
Yeah, exactly.
You become an adult? I didn't play that far.
Awesome.
Something with a sword. I don't know. Time
travel.
travel.
That's right.
And time travel was that in that game?
Ocarina of Time. Is that why they called it that?
Oh, really?
I don't know.
You know how much Ocarina sales increased after that game came out? A lot. 3 people bought one, which was like 600% increase.
You see Ocarinas everywhere these days, where there are all these like fake Zelda mystical elven shit brands
with the elf ears, which are just Spock ears with like extra parts stuck on them.
And then there's someone like in the near a tree, and they just took a picture and advertising this Ocarina.
Yeah. Cosplay.
Wait, you see that? You guys see that around here? Because you guys are more in the LA area.
I feel like I've just been in stores and I randomly run into not official Zelda, but trying to look like Zelda or Ocarinas.
Like just during their normal day, during their.
Because those are the only people that buy Ocarinas.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where I've seen them though. It wasn't like at a Target or anything. It was.
Okay. So it's not just people going up to the store. and buying some milk
random places. I can't, for the life of me, remember any specifics right now.
All right, with that, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back, talk a little more, I guess, gamer culture a bit. We'll be right back. Gaming. Or something. Or gaming, right? Let's talk games.
We want to talk about video games.
Nick, you should freestyle.
You ever have sex to a beat like this?
Go for it.
I can sing my Heavy Rain rap.
Go for it. Do it.
You want a different beat?
Let me see.
Let's go for
what tempo you want? What BPM?
Go a little faster.
Okay. Go a little faster. Do you want it swung or kind of straight or?
Do you want it swung or straight?
But you're gonna go hard on it though, right? You're gonna go hard.
You want me to do the whole rap?
Yeah.
It's like 2 minutes long.
Go hard on it, yeah.
All right. Let's see if I remember this. Oh man, I'm freezing up. Okay. I'll wait till this next breakdown. Heavy Rain is supposed to be AAA, but so many issues that just make it a chore to play. Mattis Page kinda has a man face. Quick time events are good, but the story's so cliche. Being touted as the next evolution of games. You read a book or watched a film, you know it's all the same. Agatha Christie did this back in the 20s. Add some Hollywood gloss and floss, you got yourself Heavy Rain. It's not a game, screams Quantic Dream. It's an interactive drama. Yeah, your drama, your mama. But wanna watch a movie? Well, I do that instead. Your story's feasibility is walking the finest thread. Heavy Rain by Quantic Dream. Just push the buttons on the screen. Hunting down the origami killer, but half of the story is pointless filler. With all these little kids getting abducted, why is my viewpoint so often obstructed? My VCR must be kinda crappy, gotta keep pushing buttons to watch this movie. So you'll know the game is one big QTE, and for the action scenes that's fine, it'll keep you on the edge of your seat. The scenes in between, they'll make you scream. Let's get back to the killing, I don't mean to sound mean. The game starts so slow and unnecessarily. The kids introduced, then they die so quickly. Looking for me, the game is just so pretty. Couple of bumps, but find this thing to touch my PS3. Speaking of bumps, have you heard of these glitches? Audio dropout, a cop-out. The game is basically unfinished. QA team should be shot in the knees instead of AAA. We got 2010's first Triple B. Heavy Rain by Quantic Dream. So push the buttons on the screen. Hunting down the origami killer, but half of the story is pointless filler. All these little kids getting abducted. Why is my viewpoint so often obstructed? My VCR must be kind of crappy. Gotta keep pushing buttons to watch this movie.
I ran out of breath on the beat. Sorry about that.
It's cool.
It's cool. That was Nick Simberg and
that's my heavy rap review.
Alejandro Quan-Madrid on the mic.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful. How long did it take you to do that?
Well, once I got inspired, it only took like a night.
Heavy Dream, what?
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. He's from China and Mexico.
Nah, man, from L.A.
Yeah,
See, same
LA.
thing.
Chino Bandito.
Chino Bandito.
So I figure, it'll be kind of I don't know how
We're
to
gonna
I don't know
that.
how to segue this, but I wanted to since we had
That can be like the bonus content.
Yeah, that could be no.
Like
It'll
the takeouts from the show.
It'll be part of
It's
it.
not
It
part of
won't
the
be
show.
edited. It won't be edited.
It's slightly edited. The podcast is slightly edited. So,
I'm gonna take out that one.
but I don't know since we got a guy from Bitmob, Alejandro, on the podcast. I figured we talk a bit about that. I guess the Bitmob concept of how. It's kind of Bitmob is kind of Internet 3.0 or 2.5 or whatever you guys want to call it in a way where it's like
terrible buzzwords.
It kind of brings in, but I think it makes sense.
Web 6.0.
It brings in kind of a community and you have a voice but there's also professionals that dedicate. It's their full-time job to kind of create content and create reviews or create articles that people might be interested in.
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of the gist of Bitmob. It's community meets press is the tagline. So the idea is that you get aspiring game journalists or people who just like writing about games or people who want to do some original game-related type content, and then they put it on their own little blog or create the story. And then we have editors and staff members who go through the stories that people put up and then decide if something's interesting enough or eye-catching enough, and then we'll put it on the front page. We'll edit it to make it up to par.
What I've noticed is really cool is that there's people on there. A lot of them are probably aspiring like games writer, but some of them are just kind of. It seems like they just they have a full-time job. They're happy, I guess, with what they're doing, but they still want to talk about their experiences gaming. I mean, I know Shu has mentioned a few times about that one story, like it's your biggest hit story, I guess, the one that I let my 4-year-old play Grand Theft Auto, right?
Yeah,
that.
No, it's definitely like a lot of people who are writing about games is kind of their hobby, or writing about games is their passion, as opposed to something that they're trying to do for making a living, which is certainly possible, but some people just I have these ideas and I have this story idea that I want to get onto.
And I mean, it's
internet.
Bitmob. It's easy enough to get on there.
It's easy enough, I think, to get noticed if you write something well enough. If you have a catchy headline, I mean, we're always giving tips on how to get your stories noticed, get a little bit more attention to them.
I don't know if you can talk to this, but I've noticed some stuff like Destructoid and IGN over the last couple of years. Because I noticed Bitmob doing it first, where it's like, let's bring in the community and try to promote their work. But I mean, I've seen like Destructoid and IGN kind of like, they're like, hey, look, we got my IGN, or we have the C blogs or whatever. Does that kind of like
they kind of stole your idea?
To me, that's what it's like. Oh man, these guys kind of.
I haven't looked too closely at what they're doing. Do they put those stories up on the front page?
Yeah, they promote them.
Exactly what you guys do.
Oh, that's cool.
Which
is
like, I mean, like I said, I don't know if you could talk too much about this, but I mean, to me, it's like I fear it might hurt the sustainability of Bitmob, and I know Shu's talked about it. That he's trying to find ways to kind of have the site funded, and kind of have big
I'm not sure any
of
the back end, behind the scene deals of what's going on with that, as far as funding and everything goes, but I think it's not as big of an issue because it's really about the content as opposed to like the novelty or the idea. Like, it's not like we can copyright. Okay, no one else can write and have their stories up there. And I think even like other websites, I mean, the one that comes to mind, like the Huffington Post, they have the news stories, and then they also have the bloggers on the side, and the bloggers end up on the front page. So I mean, it's like Marvin Gaye went down to write a love song, and he wasn't like, no one's ever written a love song before. I'm going to do this. But, everyone writes their own version of a love song.
Yeah. I mean,
Nick is frowning at my analogy.
I just don't know what Marvin Gaye love song you're talking about.
Yeah.
Just anyone.
But
the idea is that
can you guys even name a Marvin Gaye love song?
I cannot, sir.
He does sexual healing.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how that song goes.
Well, I mean, I think he's more to the point of like he didn't.
You don't have to be first. You don't have to be. You just, and it depends. Like, okay, so even if they have writers writing over at Destructoid or IGN, for example, who knows what their stories are going to be about? Who knows what, how they're going to promote it, how they're going to look, and all that other stuff. So it just, I guess somebody could just pimp all the sites to try to get their content.
So Bitmob has the quality is what sets it apart.
that's what we strive for. I mean, we have one of our staff writers, one of our video guys, Sebastian Haley, and he says he's written for all these different publications, and our editors are just like the.
Well, I mean, you guys have,
they grill us making.
Yeah, it's really like you notice
all those,
it, right? Like, I don't know how they do it in the C blogs or anything. Do they go in and edit the stories? Like, do you know?
Yeah.
So they do vet them a bit, but I mean, I don't know. Bitmob to me, like the reason it attracted me, I guess, to go read it is you got big name people like Shu that have been in the industry for years, you know, and
and
you got people from GameSpot and different areas of.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of it just. A lot of the game journalism people up in the Bay Area and other places are all friends with each other, so network and then yeah.
Well, I mean, and the reason I mentioned, like, say the internet analogy that you guys didn't approve of, or
Internet 2.0 or 3.0.
Yeah, it's because there's kind of like I don't know. To me, it's always interesting to see how print fits into the whole thing, I guess. And I know like OneUp, and we were talking about it before the break, but OneUp kind of started doing a OneUp Presents.
Yeah,
it's kind of a
not
print
like a monthly,
issue.
but I think it's just when they, and that's kind of what we try to do with Bitmob too. I mean, we want stories to be timely, but also a little bit more timeless. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh, this game comes out on this day, and
read it
this way,
readable.
Yeah. So even if you come to it a little bit later, it's still interesting, and it's not like, oh, this is all what the level was like.
Do you guys still read print magazines at all?
I got a bunch from E3, so I'm.
Well, but besides that, do you subscribe to them yourselves?
I have a subscription to Wired magazine. It was a great deal. I got 3 years for.
He's like the deal man.
3 years for $6. So I kind of couldn't pass that up. I mean, it's got pretty pictures, if nothing else.
Well, I mean,
you're What's Wrong with America?
I mean, you got issues like, say, like Game Informer, or publications that are kind of, they're big, but mostly I think because they're in game stops everywhere.
Yeah, every time you go in and buy anything, and they're like, hey, you get to have also this Game Informer subscription, and it'll save you on used games, and you'll get all these discounts, and you're like, well, I guess.
And I mean, that's not to speak on the quality, but I think they can kind of, like, say, we'll have news and all this other stuff. They can kind of maybe play it a bit safe, but you got cases like where GamePro, they kind of redid their whole, like, philosophy on, like, we're just going to do kind of essays and opinions and, reviews. We'll get in there, and I mean, I don't know. I think it's very interesting how print is going.
Well, there's not really news anymore in game magazines because they tried that, but they just couldn't keep up with the internet.
Yeah.
So now that a game magazine comes out once a month, and it's just news that everybody's already heard.
So it's more like previews, reviews, and then
like more sizable, like investigative stuff.
Yeah,
that if you're writing a
feature stories,
200-word story on the internet, you're just like posting quick and getting on to the next thing.
Yeah, well, I actually started reading Edge magazine, the British one, and it's pretty good. I got that E3 issue, and they, the reviews now, they have another one, I think, or at the end, I think it's called Postscript or something like that, and they just kind of talk about a certain aspect of the game, not necessarily in a review format, but something that's more just like a, writing about why they appreciate something, or just an interview, or just some sort of like extra food for thought on that game, as opposed to just the consumer advocacy.
Well, I mean, it used to be where the magazines, that's where you would get your information. Now the internet's making it so easy. I mean, I remember in middle school where when I started reading EGM first, it was like the PlayStation 2 cover. And it was kind of funny because that issue, it actually convinced me to get a Dreamcast instead of a PS2, which I was like, oh, I love the Dreamcast, and I got it, and I played all the great games. But at that time, it was like, that's really where I got all my information. I think the only ones up there at that time were maybe IGN, which I was like, it's cool, but hey, I still...
The neat thing about a magazine, they only had so many pages, too, so it kind of acted as a filter.
Right,
only the like actual newsworthy stuff that would go in there. So like now we have a 24-hour news cycle with the internet where we always need to like post something. Yeah. That's why we get like cat videos.
Yeah.
And like
I
Commander Kirk as a Pokemon. It's like
and Final Fantasy VII stop motion videos and stuff.
Hey, zip your face. That video was awesome.
I like video game magazines, and the ones that I do have, like it's fun to read them, like when you're just kind of don't want to look at a computer screen, or when you're maybe on the toilet or something.
That's why I got my new iPhone.
Well, I mean, there's still something cool about it. You know that you're holding a magazine.
Yeah, and actually, what I think is what I like about magazines the most is I read more about games that I might not normally read about because you're just looking at it and then you're forced to see the pictures, then you see the description, and then you're more inclined to read it.
It's just
not like, oh, I didn't recognize those 5 words that I saw, so I'm not going to click on that link.
Well, it's kind of that's how I came across your story, Skulls of the Shogun. It's not that I didn't want to read it, but it's kind of like, oh, cool looking. Alex wrote it at EGM. But how do you see it? Do you see it like, how was it getting your name, I guess, on EGM? And like, how do you see it going forward? Are you maybe more interested going online or print or as far as where your career goes or your writing goes?
Well, I think like I was in college studying film, and then I decided that I wanted to be a video game journalist. So I just kind of said, okay, in a couple years, I want to be doing that. And to an extent, it's living the dream right now because you get to go check out preview events. You get
like Diablo 3. He's making everyone jealous about.
Yeah,
I did that last October. It was fine.
Excuse me, sorry. But I mean, it's cool checking out, the games and just kind of having that industry access or industry networks and everything. But I don't know. I'm trying to do more like music, trying to do video, trying to do writing, and just really diversify my skill set.
Now, are you happy that you're in the new EGM, or do you wish you could have been in the
I
old
wish I
EGM?
Actually, I had a lot of networks and was more or less, not officially lined up to do anything with, 1UP and EGM back in the day before the UGO buyout and everything. But, I was, hanging out at the office from time to time, and got to the point where people would not ask me, who are you? Why are you here?
Yeah, that's the point.
So when enough people know you and recognize you, and then, had an opportunity came around at that point, something might have worked, but then I was like, okay, I got to finish school, and then I'll work on, getting in there, and then move to San Francisco, and then the UGO buyout happened, and so I'm like, now no one has a job.
Yeah.
So then, a little bit different course, but now I realize, I think it's for the best, because now, like I said, I'm trying to just do all kinds of different creative stuff, and then trying to find a day job also.
Yeah. Well, with that kind of downer... It's in a way. Well, it's just to say you're gonna adapt, right? We all have to, just adapt.
That's what the magazines did with like EGMI right now and all the online stuff.
Yeah. I feel like
because that's why EGM went out of business, because print is dying, and we can't help it.
You gotta adapt.
I think there's always going to be a demand for print, and I think publishers just need to figure out the best way to make it market or profitable for them. Still.
Well, you can't do the breaking news anymore. No, so we got this other stuff,
feature articles, and that's because they don't have to be like, and that's part of the problem with game journalism too. Is a lot of the information is just, the press release comes out, and all someone does is just rewrite the rewrite.
Well, I mean, in a lot of ways, it's not really journalistic at all. It's kind of like, well, whatever the publishers give us,
whatever they want to highlight.
Yeah, and then we I guess the journalist jobs are kind of like to find a kind of an angle around it, and not necessarily just repost the press release, right? Or that's where it is. I think a lot is like analysis on like, okay, well, what are they trying to say? Like the whole Operation Rainfall thing, where Nintendo's like, we kind of know you guys are good fans and everything, but we don't really care. Like we're like, they gave the press release where I was like, oh, we understand your passion or whatever it is, but we have no plans to bring those games.
And it's like all you have to do is translate it and change the code.
Some of them's already being translated.
And it's
for Europe. Yeah,
it's but it is in Europe. It's just just change the coding on the disc. It'll cost you like $27, and you'll make at least $28.
I think more of what it is that some things maybe don't translate so well, and Nintendo probably has kind of a level of quality where they're like, we don't want people to buy this.
No, I don't believe that Nintendo Steel quality anymore exists.
Well, I mean, as far as translation, though, I mean, you don't want to.
No, they're already translating one of those games for English in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, yeah, it is, but they have more U's and more O's in their words, so they gotta they gotta take those out.
We can understand that.
Yeah. No, I think it just doesn't line up for Nintendo. It's like, well, yeah, only 1,000 people are gonna buy this game. It's already translated, but for us to put it and package it on a disc, and
you gotta remember, you don't want Nintendo to release too many quality first-party games. We need more of Ubisoft Imagine Party Baby sequels.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah.
We do have a Zelda game coming out this year, and Nintendo can only release one game a year. Remember that.
And they have Rhythm Heaven coming out.
Oh, I can't wait. Rhythm Heaven.
Yeah, that game is awesome.
Will you try to find a deal on Rhythm Heaven, or you're going to buy it?
Rhythm Heaven's $10 at Best Buy right now.
For DS, yeah.
Oh no, but they have a Wii one.
The Wii one, yeah.
Yeah,
It's coming out this month in Japan, and no North America release date.
Maybe I'll
Cool.
I like Austin's face right now. He's like, you know what? I think I will do this.
They had the demo at E3 was in Japanese, and so I think I could play the full game.
You can figure it out. Yeah, I mean,
you
it's
just
all
gotta
by
push a
audio.
bunch of
It's
buttons,
not
like, and then push a button.
So
that's it. That's the game.
Yeah, I
Sounds
wanted to actually
complicated.
get the Game Boy one.
So
for
do you
that
guys
very
have
reason.
anything else to say? We kind of went off.
Hey,
do you guys have anything else to say?
We can't do Rhythm Heaven over here. We have to do the Wii Music sequel.
Didn't they have Wii Music too?
I hope not.
What about that Vitality sensor?
What about it?
That's I hear that's the only controller you'll be able to use for the new Zelda.
Really? I'm just going to put my wiener in it.
And with that, thank you, Alex, for showing up this week and
Are we done already?
talking some games. Or well,
That's what she said.
yeah, you got. Well, you guys can keep. Well,
Let's see what time
I'm
is
sure
it.
we've taken enough of your time, or you got some more time, I guess.
It-
You can talk some more rhythm. Did you try it out at E3?
Oh yeah, they had like 3 different mini games or rhythm games, and I played them all. And they were
All three of them?
All the instructions were in Japanese, and they had some Nintendo woman there trying to explain what I was supposed to do. But I just
Rhythm
I just
Heaven
played
on
it.
Wii isn't. It's not like WarioWare or anything like that. You know exactly what you need to do, right? Or it's just one button.
It's like
type of
Rhythm
thing?
Heaven on DS.
It's hard to explain. I mean, it has the bizarre feeling like WarioWare does. Like some strange things are happening on
Someone's
screen.
flicking peas at you.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
have to stab it with a fork.
Stab 'em with the
That's the
fork,
one
yeah.
I saw. Yeah.
The peas or the person?
The peas.
The peas.
Okay.
No,
You
there's.
have to hit everyone.
I kind of like the whole distance thing that they do with that game. Like the finger is like really, really, really far away, and you got to time it to where it's gonna come to your fork. And you
Yeah,
have to
I
stab
mean,
it, so.
you really.
It's a game that Austin has said he's gonna pay $50 for. It's like
Yeah.
it's just a fork, and it's not even graphically.
Oh,
like,
no,
I
it's-
could
it's-
just throw
it's just
peas
a
at you.
picture.
But that goes back to
I have a
Nintendo's
fork.
whole mantra with the Wii, where it's like graphic power is enough right now, so we can do stuff that's more artistic. Doesn't have to look realistic.
Well, it's kind of like gameplay matters, right? To them, it's
Yeah.
it's all about the gameplay,
And the
really,
graphics
you
are
know?
clean.
And you
like
can play
the-
that game with your eyes closed.
Yes, you can.
Which I did.
But you guys don't think
It's all about the
there's a
rhythm.
problem with
It's all
say
about your
like
ears.
you guys don't think there's a problem with maybe like with this new Zelda that they're like, look, we can make it look just as good as any other 360 and PS3 games. I mean, they're kind of going back on their statements that they said the graphics.
Well, the
are
Wii's
good
been
enough,
out for
right?
like 15 years now,
And
and
you
it's
have
about
to hold
time.
them. It's not like everything they do has to represent everything else that they do. I think they can.
Yeah. Yeah,
have
they
a
could go
range
off.
of
I
kind of
guess, yeah.
titles that they put out.
Do you guys think that'll be the next Zelda though? Is it gonna look like that?
No.
No.
You're saying the next Zelda
I
is
hope
going
I-
to be
on the
Is
Wii
it
U?
gonna look like what they were showing on the Wii U with like really amazing graphics?
Well, you know,
and
remember last time they did that, and then we got Wind Waker the next year?
so they'll do another bait and
Wind
switch.
Waker was legit.
I hope so. Wind Waker was great,
Yeah.
and if you actually played it, like some of those graphics,
I
like
played
details and stuff, it was like that
It was
Phoenix's
beautiful.
feathers, like just that. I was like, whoa, this is awesome.
Or the-
GameCube doesn't suck anymore.
Even like the dust that would like pop up or
Yeah.
poof up. I'm like, wow, that dust
Yeah, I
looks
love poofs.
so cool.
It's
Poof.
artistic, not necessarily the best graphics.
I have
but
not
it's
played that
an
game. I need to
interesting
play. Can I
style.
borrow it actually from your
No.
game library? I'll bring
This
it
is
back.
not a rental store.
I'll bring it back.
Just
I'll bring it
because,
back.
just because I
sometime.
have the Game Informer vault in my house doesn't mean that you can like just come in here and just touch everything.
Okay. I just want to play some Wind Waker though, just to know what you guys are talking about.
Watch
Did
some
you
YouTube.
guys try the DS? Was it Phantom Hourglass? Or
Phantom
both of them
Hourglass
actually
and
kind of
Spirit Tracks.
played off of the graphics on there, right? Did you guys
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
those? or-
shading.
It's the Wanpaku no Oji. It's this movie
Yeah.
from the 70s, I think, a Japanese
Oh,
movie.
that's
And-
right. That's right.
Wind Waker and those graphics look exactly like this movie. So if you're a fan,
Nice.
go seek
Is
it
it
out.
on Netflix instant streaming?
I doubt it. I think it's kind of rare.
Breaking.
One-
Nintendo
You can
graphics
look
look
it
like a
up
movie
on-
from the
On
70s.
YouTube, you can find it. Wanpaku no Oji.
That's an easy one to spell too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
is
all
that-
phonetic, man.
Yep.
WANPAKU
I know.
NOOUJI, I think. Anyway, yeah. So the graphics from all those games just mirror that movie,
Nice.
and it's done to great effect.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What are we talking about again? What's
I don't
our
know. We went
subject?
off in a tangent.
Rhythm
That's what
Heaven.
podcasts are, though, right? Or rhythm heaven.
Kind of,
Heaven.
yeah.
That's
Rhythm
good
Heaven.
podcasts.
What else?
What else?
Yeah, what else at E3 or anything like that, or anything
Anything
that's
We
coming
can talk
out.
about the Wii
Anything-
U.
Deadly Premonitions now on Games on Demand.
How much does it cost?
I don't know. I didn't.
What were they saying? The publisher
much.
was talking about what were they saying? They were like don't buy it right now. The price is wrong. We actually meant to sell it for $15
I heard
or
it was
something.
supposed to be $15, yeah, but I don't know. That game, I mean, I've seen tons of videos on it, and it's hilarious. I think you should check it out. It's like
I think that's interesting though. That story that came out of like the publisher itself is like, don't pay too much for a game. It's gonna, which it's like it's kind of like they could have gone ahead and been like, yeah, sure, it's a game, it's $20, pay for it, and then they're like, this is the real price, or they could have seen how it went out. But I kind of like that they were just really honest, with their players, and it's kind of it's really rare. You don't see Activision doing that.
No,
but
no.
You know what? The next Call of Duty $70. Wait a minute. Don't buy it yet. It's gonna be $60. I don't see them.
Every game
going
that comes
back
out
on
now like drops $20 after 2 weeks.
You're not Call of Duty.
No, Call of Duty.
That
you
one
can still
that
buy
one,
Modern
so.
Warfare 2 for $60.
Yep.
And anything first party Nintendo, it took until this stupid greatest hits thing or whatever they're doing with the Nintendo million sellers before Twilight Princess, a launch title, dropped from $50.
Yeah.
That's a launch title.
People pay for it.
I know.
Well, I mean, but once the new console's out, they'll drop the prices of the other games.
I don't know. I don't see that as
a little bit.
There's still 600 zillion Wiis in the world, so they don't need to.
GameCube games, first parties probably still sell for quite a bit.
Yeah, you can still buy them at Kmart or Shopco.
I remember wanting to get Double Dash for the longest time, but every time I went to the store, it was still like $50, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna get it. Too much.
Same price.
I don't see that necessarily as a bad thing though. Like, you guys see that as a bad thing that these companies can keep that price, the original price?
For cheapskate gamers, it's
of course it's bad for cheapskate, but I think in a way it demonstrates kind of the quality.
Yeah,
because I mean, even Nintendo,
quality, popularity.
Well, I mean, even like Punch Out or whatever. Punch Out was a Nintendo published game, and that game dropped in price. That's pretty quickly.
Nobody bought it.
And it's kind of like, I don't know, it demonstrated kind of the power of the brands and kind of like the willingness for people like, look, I guess I'll pay $60 because I do feel this experience gives me that good of an experience for $60, And
people just pay $60 because we're used to paying $60.
I just got Portal 2 and LA Noire for $40.
Yeah,
Portal
2.
Do you have your own Twitter where you give all the deals? You should have your own Twitter.
I got Portal 2 for $35 2 weeks after it came out.
Yeah,
it was 10 days after it came out.
You can get it on Steam for cheap right now too.
And now Duke Nukem Forever and Fear 3 games that came out last month, they're down to $40. Mortal Kombat already down to $40. All these games, it's like they release at $60. 2 weeks later, they're down to $40. There's no reason to buy a game at launch anymore.
Do you guys see that?
Unless
unless you want to fit in, woo!
Support the developers.
Who cares?
Developers
aren't people.
Do you guys see that as a way maybe publishers can look at that and be like, look, just release at $40 and or would it then still drop to 20
when you release a game at $40, people think it's only worth $40.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that too, but I don't know. I think
Earth Defense Force was released for $40 and everybody hates it.
Deadly Premonition, I think, originally
released for
$20.
There's a case. There's a case for Deadly Premonition.
Sterling gave it 10 out of 10.
I know.
Everyone else gave it like 2.
But there's the case for Deadly Premonition. It came out at $20, and from what I've heard, Shane has meant, or Ignition has talked about that it has sold pretty well. Actually,
he wants to make another game too, but he doesn't have money, is what he was saying.
That's because he should have sold it for more than $20.
I don't think people would have bought it for more than $20.
But I mean,
I
think that just needs to be maybe a retraining of the consumers to say it's like, look, we just have variable pricing because not every game is Call of Duty.
Not every
game
is worth $60. And the thing with Call of Duty, that's not worth $60 unless you're a huge online player.
I don't know. I think it is
$200.
I think
when you add the DLC and
that's what Pactor likes to
sell
say.
It for $200, he totally would.
And the hours of lost productivity, it's really worth like $1,000.
Yeah. All the time I spent.
When I was looking at the Call of Duty Elite thing, like every friend of this guy that was showing me at E3, it was like 600 hours played, and I was just like, that's like $5,000 at minimum wage.
Maybe some of it's like playing all night and then you fall asleep and you wake up in the morning. Oh, I'm still playing.
I don't know. I think
just as well.
Yeah.
I think Call of Duty is worth the price. Even for me, like I don't play multiplayer on Call of Duty because I kind of hate it.
You just play the hour and a half long campaign.
I like the campaign is usually like just popcorn fun experience where it's like it's great graphics. Yeah, it's great graphics and you have a cool experience. Yeah, it's very linear. It's you see things popping out like glitches and all this other stuff, but I have fun and it's like it's a good experience. And then for the few hours I play multiplayer, I think it's
as long as you're having fun.
No having fun. That's not what this is about.
I mean, you can have your Call of Duty, you could also have your Shadows of the Damned, so I don't think there's
Rhythm Heaven.
and Rhythm Heaven that you're gonna buy. See that?
No,
you
see Rhythm Heaven. It's not releasing in America. You're gonna jailbreak your Wii?
Yep.
Just for that?
No comment.
Okay.
See, like Rhythm Heaven for me is one of those where I look at it, I'm like, I'll wait till it's cheaper. I wouldn't buy that.
Well, you play Call of Duty. You're not a real person.
Well, Call of Duty.
I play all games.
I play all games. Flower. That was an amazing game. Just trying to give you some extremes. Just trying to give you some extremes, I guess. That I play all types of games, but Rhythm Heaven is kind of like I kind of don't care to be tapping on stuff.
Check it out on DS.
Games. You should try it out. It's $10 at Best Buy, brand new.
Brand new.
Are we done? Are we done with them?
That's how we end that. It's like I'm not going to pay $10 for something when I could spend $10 to play more Call of Duty.
Actually,
I could buy 2 Call of Duty maps for $10.
Whoa.
Well, no, I don't even buy the packs. It's what I'm saying. It's like what comes in the box to me is good, and I don't mess with the DLC or anything anymore. So.
Me neither.
You are what's wrong with America.
It's like I'm good with the experience that comes in the box.
Yeah, man. Single player campaign, beginning of the game, middle, end. You're done. Put it back on the shelf.
7 hours.
You guys need to support.
No, but
Activision.
I mean some of the cool thing about it too is I'll go back.
Not gold.
I'll go back and
silver toilet.
Continue.
I wonder if
whatever you guys are talking about.
I just think it'd be really hot or cold, like a leather couch. I would have a leather toilet. That would be great.
No.
Like sitting on a dead animal skin.
Yeah, then you get up and you have to like peel your skin
off.
Off.
That's what I do when I sit in this chair naked.
Oh, that's a good visual.
That's the noise it makes.
So that's Nick Simberg. Co-host.
What'd it do?
Austin Addison, thanks for joining us this week.
Part-time co-host,
part of the musical
hey, if you quit skipping to go get stoned in Vegas.
That was one weekend.
Thanks for our guest this week, Alejandro Quan-Madrid.
Thanks for having me. If you found me interesting enough, find me on Twitter. At Akuma with a Q, so it's AQUMA. And then you can also find me. I have a Tumblr. I actually have some music online if you want to download music I put out recently. Just akuma.tumblr.com.
And you were actually showing us a video earlier on your iPod that you might upload sometime in the near future.
Yeah, if you check out my Tumblr, which I'm not like a huge Tumblr person.
Tumblr?
I don't know what they call themselves.
It works.
We are the Tumblers. So
it's like the Warriors.
Tumblr.
The baseball Furies and the Warriors. Glass bottles.
Yeah, so I'm not like this huge Tumblr person, but I just use it to kind of put some stuff out. But I have this cool animation, like fake animation thing I'm putting out next week. Cool. So if you check out the Tumblr, you can see that when it drops. Probably Monday, I think, is when I'm going to put it out.
Okay, and otherwise people can see you writing words on the internet?
Yeah, find me on Bitmob, BITMOB.
Okay.
.com.
Cool.
For the latest game stories, and follow me.
All right, and I'm your host, Carlos Macias. We'll see you guys next week. Oh, actually, you know what? Before we go, we're actually on Twitter Nation, so if you guys have any questions, comments, or anything tweet at us, and we will answer. We're trying to bring it into what you guys think. Any feedback or questions or anything, we'll read them on the air, and we'll have Nick thumb it down and laugh at it behind your back.
I won't do it behind your back. That's dishonest. I will call you out in the world and laugh at you. Because I'm, polite. Peace out.